Hello viewers, welcome to DP Animation. And today what we are going to do is work on After Effects. Okay, we are going to be doing text animation in After Effects. Alright, so you stick with me whilst I take you through. Alright, okay people, we are back again. Let's get some work done. Alright, so let's open a new project window. So we come to new project. So when you open the After Effects interface, this is how it looks like. Mind you, I'm using After Effects 2020, okay, 2020 edition. All right, so when you open and it's like this, just click new composition, or you go to composition on your menu bar, then you click new composition. So just directly click here, new composition, then you change your settings to HD. It's in HD already. Then you click OK. As for the duration, we can increase it whilst we are working on. All right, so let's click OK. So now you have your page. Okay, first in After Effects we work in layers. Okay, and this is your layer column here, your timeline here, your stage here, and your browser window here. Your browser window where you import files into, your menu bar, your tools bar here, your effect control here. Okay, all right. So now in After Effects, like I said, we work in layers. When you click on the menu bar layer, you have new. So under layer you have text layer, solid layer, light, camera, null object, shape layer, adjustment layer, and so on and so forth. Okay, so now we are going to work on text layer. For that, we click on text, then let's write something. Let's get cooking. Okay, well, the reason why the text is not appearing is because it's in black and our stage is also in black. So to change that, you have to come to the text attributes. Okay, you come to the text attributes here, all right, and change its color to white. See that? Okay, okay, let's double. So we have this. Let's get cooking. Okay, all right. Now the simplest form of animation that we can do here is the transformational animation, which is the position, scale, opacity, rotation, yeah, and so forth. All right, to do that you hit P, position. P is for position, and the dot beside the position is the stopwatch. That's where you set your key points. Okay, when you move your timeline somewhere in between here and you click on this stopwatch here, you set a key. Now let's move our timeline backwards and move the text wherever we prefer, just out of the stage. Okay, you see that? You see that whilst we are moving the text, a line is being drawn. So that line indicates that the animation is being set there. So let's play it and see. You see that? So this is a simple transformational animation, which is a position animation. Okay, all right. Now you can go further with this by selecting the key points, the two key points. You select them, then you right click on the one of the dots or one of the points. You come to keyframe assistant, then click on easy ease or F9. Okay, what this does is it makes the text, the movements of the text smoother. Okay, it makes the text smoother. You see that the landing wasn't that sharp, it landed smoothly. Okay, you can go further by also going to the graph editor here, by cascading one side in. What this will do is it will make the text come in at the beginning fast, then slow down getting to the end. You see that? It comes in fast, then slow down gradually whilst getting to the end. Okay? Alright. So this is a simple transformational animation. Alright, now let's see a rotational one. As for the rotational, you can only rotate along that pivotal point, which is the anchor point, which is this one here. You can only rotate along that particular point. Alright, so wherever you place this particular point is where the text will rotate along. Okay, let's say we want to rotate the text. Okay, R is for rotation. Now look at this. You see that? It's rotating along that particular point, the anchor point. Because the anchor point is in the middle bottom, that's why it's rotating. If you were to place it perfectly in the middle, you see it's rotating in the middle there. So let's select anchor point behind pan 2 or pan behind, which is the anchor point 2. We click on it, we select it and move it to the middle. Now let's rotate it and see. You see that? It's rotating in the middle perfectly. Okay. Now let's move this. Let me set the key points to 0, 0. Okay. Now let's move this to this particular point and see where it will rotate along. You see that it's still rotating along where the anchor point is. So in this case, this anchor point becomes its pivotal point. Okay. All right. So let's leave it like that. And comes to a scale. Let's come to a scale. Let me set the anchor point to a reasonable point. Then let's come to a scale. S is for scale. Okay. So S. And a simple scale animation is a 0. You reduce the figure, then you blow it up. Let's say we want our text to end somewhere here. So we set an ending key frame by clicking on the stopwatch here. Then we move the timeline to the beginning and click on 0. Set a key point. It will automatically set the key point. Then you move it to the middle here. Then you blow up the text by increasing the size of the text. Okay? Then look at what happens. See? It comes in big, then settle down to its actual size. Let me just close in the key points here again. And let's play it and see. You see that? Yeah. It comes in big, then settle down slowly. Okay. The same thing applies to the position. You can select the key points, then right click on one, then change it to keyframe assistant, easy ease, or F9. By doing so, the text comes in smoothly and lands smoothly. You see that? You see that? Simple as that. Okay. Now that's it. Let's leave it to this one and go to a more in-depth about text animation. Okay. Now, let's leave the transformation animation, then come to the cascading arrow beside the text. When you click on the cascading arrow, you see a drop down, and underneath you have text, then transform. First, we were trying the transform animation keys. Okay. Now let's see what's inside the text. Click on the arrow beside it to bring out what is underneath it. So beside the text, you have animates. Let's check what's there too by clicking on the arrow. In there, you have the anchor point, a position, scale skew, rotation, opacity, all transform properties, fill, color, tracking, and so forth. The reason is this one works on expressions. Okay, it works on expressions to do the animation. Okay, Unlike the transformational ones that you have to do position the move, this one is an inbuilt kind of expression. All right. So we are just going to select a couple of them, then try and see how it works. And you guys, when you have time, just try a couple of them to yourself and see how it works. Okay. So let me select something like scale. That's one. Scale, rotation. Mind you, all that I'm selecting are going to be in one range. So that is the range that I'm going to use to animate all. So make sure when you are selecting them, your highlight is on the animator 1. Other than that, when your highlight is off, it will create another animator, giving you animator 2. So in this case, my highlight was on the animator 1. So because I selected the rotation now, it has moved to the rotation. When I select the next one, it will also move to the next one. Okay, let's try opacity. You see that? What again? Okay, let me just add this into character offset. Okay, no, blur. Let me use blur. Okay, so I have 4 animation style here: scale, rotation, opacity, and blur. All right, let me increase the size of the blur to any amount, then opacity to 0, then rotation, let me increase the rotation, then the scale, let me just blow it up. Okay, so I've just blown everything up. So we are going to animate it by using the selector, the range selector 1. You click on the cascading arrow beside it. You see here you have start, end, offset. We are going to use the offset to animate. You see that? You see that? You see what is happening? Okay, let me put it to 0 first. Now let's set our first key point. You click on the offset stopwatch to set a key. Then you move the timeline to something like 2 seconds or so. Then you increase the size to 100%. Then you have this. Let me close this in a little. You have this. Too fast, too fast. Let me open it up a little. Okay. So you see this? First, it disappears, which is the opacity. Everything disappears. Whilst it's coming in, it's blurry before landing. You see, it's blurred before coming. Then what? There's a rotation happening there. Okay. Then the scale too is big. You see, you can see all that effect within it. All right. So this is one example that I wanted to show. All right. Okay. So like this, you can create your own animation style that you want by selecting any of the animate style here. Character offset, value, whatever. You can select any of them and try them and see how it also works. Okay. All right. Now I want to show you guys a simple. Let me clear the animator so that you'll be left with only the text here. Now, After Effects has its own inbuilt animations that the creators of the software have designed. Like how I created this animation first. Let me go back and show you. Like how I created this animation right now. They have already created some inbuilt ones in the Adobe Bridge that you can select and use yourself. Okay, let me show you where they are. Now when you come to animation on the menu bar, you browse, just browse presets. Okay, you click on browse presets. All right, so it opens Adobe Bridge. Okay, so inside the bridge you have here text. You double click on the folder, and inside the folder you have 3D text, animate in and animate out are for 2Ds. The 3D ones are basically doing a whole lot of stuff. I personally, I love this one. Yeah, I love this one. Okay, so you can select any animation style that you want here. or go back. Let's check animate in. Animate in has the typewriter type. Let me double click. If you want this particular effect to happen on what you have typed there, just double click on the effect. Okay, once you double click on it, you minimize your interface, and you see that the effect has happened to your text. You see the typewriter. See the typewriter. And if you think that, oh, the coming in of the animation style is too slow, you can just go in like how we did, animate sub 1, then range, select sub 1, then you close the animation key points in. You just have to close the animation key points in for it to be fast. Okay, so that's all. All right, folks, and here comes to the end of our text layer animation in After Effects. All right,